The guy that played the bad cop in the Mac, you know, they interviewed with him, and it's like, man, when that movie premiered, this woman came up to me and slapped me like, "How dare you treat black men like that?" He's like, "I'm just an actor in this movie. It ain't for real."
Yeah, that's hella funny.
So
where are y'all from?
I'm up in Minnesota.
Oh, okay.
And I'm in Seattle.
Minneapolis.
I'm in South Carolina right now, though.
Oh, yeah, you said you was in South Carolina. You originally from Beaufort, but you've been in Seattle. And you in Minneapolis. I lived in Edina for 2 years.
What now? Did you go to school there?
I did. I went to Valley View Middle School, and I went to Edina High.
Okay.
But I was only there for 2 years.
Okay.
So that's when I talk about all my friends who went to college and successful, and I felt, you know, from that mentality, being around that type of lifestyle and environment, the expectations were so high. So when I didn't go to college immediately after high school, that's why I felt like such a failure. Because the expectations and people who went to school without that shit was high.
Yeah.
It was people at our school who was scoring perfect on the SAT because they got a really, really good public school out there.
Yeah.
Like
Edina,
one of the top in the U.S.
There ain't no hood in Edina. That's you know the cream of the crop pretty much in considering Minnesota. So come on, you supposed to be helping me out, Billy. You supposed to be speaking on something.
I was letting her talk first. I have a question as far as like with people giving you certain ideas and things as far as what they say you should do. Do you look at them like, well, okay, you're telling me that I should do something as far as a business or flip a house or pull anything together as far as to make more revenue for myself and what I got going on? Do you look at them like, well, where is your money and what are you doing if you're giving me all these tips and things I should do?
No, I don't necessarily have that attitude, but my partner who I have my business with, this is his attitude and what he showed and taught me. He felt like if we're going to take advice from someone, it should be someone who's mastered that and can show us an example of them already making money. Because that's all he can comprehend is the success and money and you actually showing me. So from that, I feel like if somebody I've had so many people give me ideas or tell me, I got a great idea, Pinky. I think you should do this, that, and other. And it's stuff that I've either already heard before or have already thought of. But the person thinks that just because, and they even told me, Pinky, if you ever do this, you gotta break me off. It's like, to me, it's more so like an idea is an idea. Now, if you say, Pinky, I have this idea, I already have a business plan for it, or I already have an idea of what we can do or how I can show you how to do it. And even if you're honest, like, you know what, Pinky, these are ideas I have. I've never done it myself. I never tried it myself, but a colleague of mine or my uncle or my brother, or I can introduce you to someone who is successful at it. Yeah. It's like, it's always people who just jump out the window with ideas and expect me to know how to do something, when it's like, we could come up and bounce ideas off all day, but what are we going to do? What's the necessary steps are we going to take to make it happen? How are you really going to help me besides just throwing out the idea?
Yeah.
Like, what about doing the research, finding out the location or how to do it? Like, it's a lot of work put on behind the scenes of a business to make that work. So what are we going to do to make that work? Not just the idea. That's like somebody saying, damn, you know, I want to invent, you know, this, that, and other. Okay, well, you got to invent it. You got to get it patented. You got to, you know, find out who's going to buy it from you, how you're going to, what kind of materials you're going to use to produce it.
Licenses you need to have.
How you're going to market it. Who are you marketing it to? Like, okay, I want to open up a shop. Okay, well, who is my target audience? Where will this shop be the best profitable for me, for my target audience? Okay, am I going to buy a building or am I going to lease it? Like, it's more to it than, Pinky, you should open up your own store. Pinky, you should do this. People just always throw ideas, but they don't never want to help. They want credit or money off of just the idea. But it's like, you're not putting no money up. You ain't got no area expertise. You're not trying to break down and show me nothing. You're not saying, oh, you know, I get a lot of people that's like, you know, I'm in school doing photography, or I'm a film, I'm edit, or I do this, or I do that, and I want to do a website. Okay. All right. You want to do a website because you heard that porn is $1 billion industry. Can I help you? All right, well, what am I going to get for helping you? I can shoot you a friendly email, but you want me to help you and give you my contact and tell you exactly how to do it in the area of something that I have experience in. Well, where's my consulting fee? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh, well, does that consulting fee come with me having sex with you?
What?
It's like sometimes you can't really take people seriously, or they just want to do something because they hear that it makes money, but they don't know how to go about it to do it. It's like it's just an idea. Or Pinky, why you don't have your own ass mode? Well, the company who does the ass modes for the other girls only wanted to pay me one time. They thought just because the other black girls was cool with that I would be too. And when I told them that I wanted residuals, they laughed in my face. So does that mean that I'm going to say, you know what, I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to find a company in China that'll make my butt molds, and I'm going to buy 1,000 butt molds and put it in my storage or my garage, and if it takes me forever, I'm going to sell one butt mold at a time, but I did it on my own. I'm just not that interested in making and going to find this distributor to make a butt mold. But now if somebody came to me and said, look, Pinky, I already have a company that makes toys, that do this, that do that, do this. Now, I'm going to take care of X, Y, and Z. We're going to use your brand, and you're going to tweak this and tweak that. We're going to give you this percentage, and then, you know, something realistic.
Yeah, set up, you know, kind of R-rated in motion, so, you know.
Exactly. Yeah. That's just like somebody who get a Nike deal. You might only get in a very, very, very small percentage, but that's a small percentage of very, very successful business.
Yeah.
Versus people keep coming to me with ideas who are independent, who are working with no money, who want to use my money for their idea, but don't even know how to do it.
Okay.
So that's what I've been presented with. So it's not like I feel like, oh, how you gonna tell me to do something? It's just the people who be hitting me be on some bullshit. So I would take people advice. Like, I mean, I'm open-minded. It's just the stuff that people be coming at me with. It just seemed like it's kind of far-fetched.
Okay, so you're saying that the networking got to actually be genuine. Like, if we're gonna network, it's gonna be about, like I said, you got this stuff already established and
has to be legit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even if you're not established or legit, at least already have the research done where you already know, boom, we go here for this, we go here for this, we go here for that. If you're going to be a middleman, be a legitimate middleman where it's like, boom, I know this, we go to this for this man got this man got this, and I'm the one that's going to connect you to all these people. Like, make it worth it, you know?
Yeah.
Right. Just don't present something and you don't even have the research and nothing together at all, but you want
it's like they coming up with the idea, want me to use my money and my brand, I gotta do all the work. So what is it that you really did? Because you suggested some shit that somebody probably already suggested before. Like, what are you gonna actually do to help me get there?
Yeah.
Do you feel like as far as the business that
somebody saying, right, I'm the one who came up with the internet first, but you ain't did shit to make the internet happen. Remember that time we was on the porch and I said it should be a way that people could go on the TV screen, but really it'd be like this web, and you know, okay, but it's just ideas. You not no IT tech person. You don't even know how to build a computer. You don't even own a computer, but you want to get like credit for an idea that you don't know shit about.
Yeah. You're like, I was sitting at home, I was smoking weed, I was thinking about,
that's my song on the radio.
That nigga came up with that shit before me. I need to sue that nigga.
Exactly. Them the type of people I get hitting me.
Like, you know, I wrote that song, girl.
But you're
telling me about it.
That was funny.
Oh man.
So do you ask me something?
Say it again.
Do you feel like you being in the adult entertainment business and all the stuff you've been through, everything you've seen, the large amount of money you made, do you ever feel like you would take any of that back or change one thing?
Hell yeah. been, hell yeah, man. I would have just skipped all of that. I would have been on foot, on bike, on BART, which is our train system in the Bay Area, on the train, on the bus, carpool. I would have did whatever it was and just lived a regular motherfucking life. Because it wasn't worth it. Like I said, I lost my brother, and I lost my sister to the streets.
Okay.
My family still adapted a ghetto mentality. I was never able to move them out the hood. You know what I'm saying? So that is the only reason why I did this. I never did it for money. I'm not a materialistic person. All the nice stuff that I ever had was because the man that I was with, who was my director, bought it for me. Because he loved name brands and material items and jewelry and cars and all of that. Like, I ain't never went and cashed out and said, all these diamond bracelets I had, because he brought home. Louis Vuitton purses, because he brought home. Like, I didn't care about all of that. That wasn't the purpose of me getting in the industry. Like I said, I thought this was something that I was doing for my family. And now, being as old as I am and seeing my siblings grow up, all they feel like is I was never there. I paid bills. I paid bills. I took them school shopping. I took them Christmas shopping. I made sure they had birthdays and did this and did that and did that. But at the end of the day, like I said, it would have been better if I would have done something with my life that they could have been proud of or they could have followed in my footsteps. One of my sisters is applying for colleges. You know what I mean? Like, I can tell her, you know, I could give her all kind of advice, but I ain't never been to college. I ain't never applied to colleges. You know what I'm saying? I went to college tours. I went on college tours, but I never, you know, when it came time for me to start doing that process is when I ended up dropping out when my house burned down, you know, and I went through the transition I went through and becoming an adult too young. So I feel like it wasn't worth it because the reasons why I got in it for my family and everything that ended up happening, that it wasn't worth it. Because what I came to do, I didn't succeed. I might have was successful in my Pinky brand or my website or, you know, even like right now, I'm off the grid, laying low, spending time with my family, and I barely have to do anything and I'm going to make money. Or even if I don't want to do nothing at all, like I haven't worked in months, but I'm still making money, you know what I'm saying? So that type of thing, that's not good enough for me. That wasn't the plan. That's like, I don't care about people knowing who I am and stopping me in the streets and not giving me any privacy. Or like, you know, it's personal things that I'm going on in my life that I can't even be open about or I can't even share because I'm afraid of the ridicule. I'm afraid of people turning it into a circus or just all kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So it's like it wasn't worth it. I have sisters, 8 sisters. I didn't think about if I always looked at it like they was gonna move. But I'm never moving. They had to grow up being Pinky's sister. They had to grow up being teased or people getting at them disrespectful or expecting them to have this or have that or be like this or be like that or have a sister that felt like she had to hustle and live a certain type of lifestyle. It's negative. It's all negative. So everything I tried to do, it didn't work. So no, I don't feel like it was worth it. You know, but I know that God put people and situations and things in our lives, and that it's only making me a stronger person to learn from my experiences so I can have a better testimony, because maybe one day I can save somebody or help a family member or somehow influence somebody to not make the same decisions I made or influence somebody to do something better. Like right now I'm at a part of my life where if I die today, I don't want to be remembered as Pinky the porn star with the pink hair or with the tan line on her booty. But I have to think about, well, what is my next step? What other things am I interested in? What do I want to do? I'm so used to living for everybody else that I finally found, you know, or he found me, a man that loved me for who I am and all these good things. And this is exactly what I wanted, but I don't know how to just focus on me and him because it's always been about my family. Always. So it's like, damn, now it's like, how do I start my own family? How do I say, you know what, I gotta save and do this for me? Or like I've made everything was always about making other people happy and making sacrifices and doing everything for everybody else. Like, I don't even know how to be selfish or think of only myself. You know what I mean? And it's getting to the point where I have to. It's affecting stuff, you know?
Yeah.
So now it's like I'm going through some type of transition in my life, and I really don't know where I'm going, but I feel like there's nothing wrong with me feeling like this and all these questions coming about, because it's just time. It's time for turn a new chapter in my life. It's time for something new, something different. It's just time, you know? Just like ever so often, you know, you just grow and do stuff and do something different or move into different business ventures. You know, it's not to say that I'm going to retire the Pinky brand, because with my popularity, anything I'm interested in, what I can say the flip side is I do have a lot of fans who support me. So even when I'm doing my little fitness thing and I'll be losing my little 90-day fitness program, and when I did my YouTube videos and every day I'm showing how I make my little food and my smoothies and how I lost my 23 pounds, like, people was into that. Yeah. So if I ever do, and there's so much controversy about how much weight I've gained and how much I've been up and down and, you know, battled with my weight issues, that I could even go into fitness if I want to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that, oh, I'm just going to one day be this person that's going to reject Pinky. No, I embrace it. I know that that's what people know me for, is Pinky. But at the same time, I'm still aware that I can use my brand and venture off and do different things and use my popularity, but just to do something different, you know?
Yeah.
I just haven't exactly decided what I have a passion for, because all I ever had a passion for was, I didn't really never have a passion for porn or stripping or none of that. It was just something I was doing that I was introduced to, that was put in front of me. That's like, hey, you know, you can be good at this. I can show you how to do this. Or you look really good doing this. Or let's do this. But to say I had a passion for it, like, or, I mean, just because I look good, fucking, I mean, God made me to look good on film, fucking, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure he got a better plan for me, you know?
Yeah, but how I look at it right now, like with this interview right now, it's like, you know, you talking to Billion, she's 23, you're a little more seasoned than her. How I look at it is two black women having a conversation, a younger one that's successful and a one that is a little more advanced in, you know, the ways of the world, having a conversation. So, you know, people listening, like, I'm a younger black woman, or I'm a more seasoned black woman, so, you know, this is kind of helping me out in areas. You know, my life is kind of somewhat similar, so, you know, y'all going back and forth having a dialogue.
Yeah, because, I mean, even though this is an interview, I'm treating it like we just hollering at each other.
Yeah.
You know, I could be this could be me on the phone with one of my best friends right now, just talking about, you know, catching up. I ain't talked to in a while. We just catching up. So, I mean, that's how I like to do my interviews. That's why I didn't even ask you to send me a list of the questions beforehand, because I like to be asked whatever I'm gonna be asked on the spot.
Yeah.
Because it just feels more natural, and, you know, I just like
that
it to
you
just
don't
flow.
glorify it, you know? Because it's nothing to be glorified, too. Like, I don't sit around and, you know, tell my family and friends, like, you know, oh, yeah, and Cam, you know, my mom and my dad, they know. You know, my immediate family knows, and certain people know because they've seen me before and what I was doing, but it's not something I glorify or tell females that, hey, you know, you should get online and, you know, talk to different strangers, and, you know, some of these girls meet these men and you don't know what they do.
But see, that's your business, and you made a conscious, mature decision to make that, and it's working for you, and it might not work for them. And you gotta
and I try to tell them that, like,
you went to college, you got
to that, put me on, that's not cool, you know? Like, put me on, you know, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that. Like, this is not for the average person, honestly. Just for me and the stuff that I've dabbled in within myself, and money or whatever, I've been and still have a good amount of money, and that does not make me happy whatsoever. At all.
Yeah, well, to say this, break it down like how me and you break it down, how, you know, how we were talking about interactions with men, how you were foreseeing things. So, you know, it could kind of, you know, you could bounce off with something with that, like how men come at you and
Yeah, like how guys come at you like they think that, oh yeah, you cammed or you probably stripped before or you went to school, but we don't necessarily know what you do because you keep most of your business to yourself. Like, I have my hands in a lot of different things, for instance, right? So they're coming at you like, oh yeah, you should fuck with me or you should hoe up or you should do this or do that, when you're not stupid. You know exactly what you're doing. You're putting your money and your family to what's needed. You have allotments set up. You have properties. Like, you're not dumb out here looking for no answer to anything because you know what you're doing for yourself and for yours. So somebody can have a conversation with me and think that in the beginning, like, oh yeah, this bitch is probably dumb. She doesn't know what she's talking about. She doesn't know what she's doing. I could put her deep to some shit and she's gonna fuck with me or get some money with me, this and that. When all along, you can't play me out of any situation because I know what comes with all of this. Because of my mother, my father, they weren't the best people. So I've learned from all their mistakes and the choices that the men in my family made and the women as well. Because I'm the first one out of my immediate family to finish college and finish school, period. My dad didn't even go to 7th grade. And my mom,
congratulations.
Smart.
That's a powerful thing to experience and be able to say.
Got into the wrong thing. So she showed me that when you get into shit you don't know about or you put yourself into different situations, these are the outcomes to these things. So she'll tell me, like, you don't want to go to prison like me or go through different situations of hard life because you're not listening and going by what you know? So me seeing all that showed me that, hey, I don't want to live like that. I'm not changing myself to look cool for anybody. I'm not trying to look cool for nobody. It's not about all the money, any of that. It's all about me and my morals as a person, as a human being, as a woman, and how I carry myself and how I see things, because everything is smoke and mirrors. Yeah, you're a porn star and you do your job, and people may not give you slack for that or feel some type of way, but I see it as you're a woman who was doing it. That was your job and your business of what you were doing, and whoever don't like it, they don't like it, because they talked about Jesus, good and bad. So they're going to talk about me, you, him, everybody. Everybody always has something to say. I can tell by talking to you over the phone and having an interview that even though that's the business you're in, that's not the type of person you are. That's how I see it.
I mean, to add on to people always got something to say. I've been reading up a lot of stuff on the internet and looking at people's Facebook pages and Instagram pages and learning about all this stuff and seeing how people react to different things. And I ain't even gonna lie, like, this weekend I was even thinking, like, damn, I got like 2 interviews this week, and which is like random. People have been asking me for interviews lately, and I've been like replying, like, all right, fuck it, I'm just like, what the fuck are we gonna talk about? Like, is they gonna ask me like the same? Are we gonna talk about the same ass shit? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I really wanted to talk about something different, and I feel like we are talking about more serious stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And not only that, but I feel like, especially young and black people, we always focus on the wrong shit.
Yeah.
Like, motherfuckers got time to ridicule me or talk trash about me, but yet they not taking care of their kids, or their kids can't read and write, but they out there doing the nay-nay. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
on TV, or it's like everybody worried about the celebrities and what they going through and all of this stuff, but yet we got all this black on black crime. You know, the Black Lives Matter, but it only matter when it's an officer killing a black person or when a white person kills. But when we kill each other, ain't nobody saying shit about that.
About
you know
that,
what I'm saying? It's like, it's just so much going on, so much, and sometimes, this is recently, I just felt so defeated, like you know that it's not all bad in the world, you know.
Yeah.
But when you look, sometimes when you go on the internet and see people comments on how nasty people are, it's like you just be like, feel like there's no hope for our future.
No,
because everybody could be so negative, and then there's so much stuff going on, and I'm finding out so much from the stuff that's going on in my community to the food that we eat.
Yeah.
It's like every end up feeling like
chemicals, vaccines.
Yeah, it starts to feel like this big, huge conspiracy to keep the black man down, and people think that's a joke, but it's really not a joke. It's really not a joke. It's really not. And it's like everything's becoming repetitive, and I feel like all we care about, and this is another reason why I kind of just didn't care about traveling no more, because everybody just want to party. And my man, he was telling me, like, he was like, I don't never see, he was like, him and his brothers used to laugh about it all the time. He like, what is everybody partying for so much? Like, what are you celebrating? Like, you should be partying when you have something to celebrate. But some people just party, pop bottles, they doing this, they doing that. Everybody want to live this certain lifestyle like they living in a music video.
Yeah, they putting on the hits.
It's real issues going on in our communities and in our families and going on with us that we really not talking about or we not doing nothing about. We just brushing everything under the carpet and acting like this, like it's cool, and it's not.
That's the main reason.
It's not cool.
The main reason I named my channel Too Cool to Con. People think, well, what do you mean Too Cool to Con? Too cool to con. I'm too cool for you to run that con game on me. We dispelling all the bullshit that motherfuckers don't want to talk about on this channel.
Oh, all of it.
I see.
All of it. Do people even ask you how you feel, just in general, about anything? Or is it just all basically on?
I have friends right now who don't even know what's going on with me, but still hit my phone trying to get a shout out from Instagram. Probably mad at me right now because I haven't replied to them. And it's like, dude, you don't ask me what's going on with me. And when I tried to, you didn't even hear anything I said and just kept talking about your situation and how you trying to get your money up for your birthday and this and that and other. And, I mean, this is somebody who ain't really been in my life a long time, but I did consider a friend. And if I tell them what's going on with me, they gonna feel bad and feel like, oh, damn, you know, I didn't know that. But you ain't taking time out to ask. You just worried about yourself and worried about fucking punk-ass Instagram shout-outs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You just worried about your shout-outs. So
they want the fame, that's all.
And then I have friends that so selfish and so sensitive that they gotta make it about them. So instead of being there for me, they can take a serious situation that they supposed to be, you know, consoling me about, and they make it about them. So where I don't even want to be friends with them no more. And these are friends that I had in my life for a long time, but I feel like if the whole relationship been one-sided where I've already been always sensitive to your feelings and needs, and then the one time I needed you, you failed me, it's like, why keep being your friend? You know, when your blood is your blood, you know.
Yep.
I feel different about family, but with a friend, you think like, do I care about this person and love them enough to accept them for who they are, faults, good and bad? You have to look at it like that. And if you can't accept somebody for everything, including their bullshit, then don't deal with them. And now it's to the point where, you know what, I don't want to accept how you treated me in this situation. I'm not going to accept that.
Yeah.
So I don't want you in my life no more. So, or it's certain aspects of my life that I don't want to share with them, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, my fans to me, like my little Connect Pal, my little fan club, it's in the link in my bio. It's connectpal.com/Pinky.
Okay.
And I tell people like, oh, this is my personal community where, you know, my fan club where I can, you know, talk to you guys and da-da-da. So yeah, I put my little videos up, my pictures, and it's about that. But, you know, I still like talk to them and message them, and like sometimes I'll just tell them straight up, like, you know what, I'm with my family this week, so I'm gonna post this, that, and the other, but I'm gonna get back to y'all. And they be like, oh, don't worry about it, or, you know, they might send me Amazon gifts or whatever. I feel like, I don't know, sometimes I feel like my loyal fans be more compassionate about stuff than people who I actually know, you know. But you gotta realize these is people who was my friends from my childhood, so I don't really know how they feel about me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It could be jealousy, it could be resentment, it could be they lost some kind of respect for me because when I was growing up, I was always the smart kid and got good grades. Maybe they thought that I was supposed to be something else. Maybe I disappointed them by going into the sex industry, or, oh, everybody used to always think she was all of that, and now look, she ended up being this, or, oh, now you fat, or whatever. Or even feeling like I got friends who's been jealous or feel some type of way about all the money and stuff that I do for my family. Feeling like, oh, well, that ain't your responsibility, or you don't have to do that, or, oh, it's crazy how people be helping people and people get taken advantage of, but the people who really need help don't get nothing. It's like, huh? But you look back, they come from parents who was crackheads or come from families where they don't have that type of support. So what I'm doing to them, doing for my family is strange. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I noticed, like, black people especially be on bitter shit. Like, well, nobody gonna do that for me. Or ain't nobody trying to this for me. Or nobody is this for me. It's like, it's not like that. You know, you gotta have some type of compassion. Sometimes you gotta do the impossible or break that cycle. You can't just be like, oh, nobody wasn't there, did it for me. And then
so I'm
some people
carry on the as
you know, some people will just be thinking that they better friends than what they really are. Like I said, I got fans who I've met that are my best friends now, who just started off as a fan that I might have met at a convention or at a party, who was really, I feel like God put them in my life, that are really good people who I love and care about, who love and care about me, who I didn't even know my whole life.
Too cool to come 24/7.